doing a quick review for BioShock 2, which I finished yesterday. I mean, I'll just get right out of the way. If you played the original BioShock and you like that one, then you should definitely just go out and get this one. I think you'd love it. If you didn't play the original BioShock or you hated it, I'd first call you crazy, but you're probably not going to like this one. It's a game that's really designed to cater to people who loved the original, like I did. The original was one of my favorite games of all time, and certain aspects sure don't carry over as well. I mean, obviously, exploring Rapture isn't as thrilling as it was the first time through, just all learning all these deep secrets about it. And the storyline, the protagonist, the girl who's against you, Sophia Lamb, she's no Andrew Ryan. She's okay, but she's not that interesting. But I will say the story does have a really good personal element to it, and it's a good story. It's not bad at all. It's a good story, but by the last 2 hours, I was really engrossed by it, and I couldn't put it down. I really wanted to see what happened next, and it led to an extremely satisfying conclusion. I thought it was great. The last area of this game I just thought was incredible. It was good as the last part of this game is as good as anything that was in the original. I loved it. I just thought it was great and didn't take any cheap ways out like a cliffhanger ending. It was just perfect. Now, the gameplay seems to know that exploring Rapture isn't what it was going to be in the first, so instead they've centered a lot more around combat, and that's awesome. The ability to have a weapon in one hand and a plasmid in the other, that's awesome. That's such an awesome idea, and it's not just a gimmick either. Since this game's focused a lot more on action, you really do need to have both of those available to you because you're going to be fighting so many guys and much tougher guys than you did in the original. Now, besides that, the normal, gameplay is there. You're navigating certain areas of Rapture, getting key cards or whatever to proceed on, but since you're a big daddy now, you can actually kill big daddies and take their little sisters. And it's sort of interesting because you can either choose to just harvest them or rescue them, or you can take them around on your shoulder and have them harvest more at them to use, so you get a bonus in addition to what you'd get at the end. And it's interesting because it's really good to do that, but at the same time it's really difficult because when you put the little sister down, you just get swarmed by hordes of enemies, and those are the best parts of the game when you're protecting the little sisters. It just gets insane how many enemies come at you, and I just thought it was outstanding. The weapons were great, the plasmids are great, and they've really been upgraded to some of the plasmids, if you get like the Ice Storm maxed out to 3, like it kicks ass. It just is an awesome ability, and just made the combat in it just feels perfect. I loved it. Now, and the game is also very good length. It's about 10 or so hours first time through, and there's plenty of incentive to go back because the combat was so fun. But there's also the multiplayer, and I was really skeptical about multiplayer in BioShock because some games, that's like when people won deathmatch in Resident Evil, even though Resident Evil wasn't a deathmatch game. I didn't think it would work out, but they actually did a really good job on it. It's interesting because you're able to use the plasmids and weapon in the same hand like you are in the single player, but you can also rank up like Call of Duty and unlock more plasmids and more upgrades to your weapons. But on top of that, you also get the camera that you can research someone you've just killed and get a damage bonus on them. And I thought that was kind of interesting, this little twist on normal deathmatch. And overall, the deathmatch surprised me. I thought it was fun. It's not amazing or anything, but it's well thought out. It's not something that they just threw in. It is worth saying though, at the moment, it's really laggy, and it can be hard to find matches. But if you can find some, it's actually pretty fun. I've been enjoying it. My only complaint with the game, honestly, is probably the graphics. The graphics are good. They're very good. They're not bad, but there's some areas that where there's some certain objects and environments that are really low texture, and they just look terrible. And at first I thought maybe the textures just hadn't loaded on them yet, but no, that's just how they look. And there's tons and tons of texture pop in on some areas, and that was just surprising because the first BioShock I thought looked outstanding, and I didn't notice any of that. And BioShock 2, I don't really know why they had those sort of problems in it. I mean, I don't want to make it sound like it's a bad looking game. It isn't. The water effects still look great, and the art design is just phenomenal. But it's not the knockout presentation that the original was. It's a very good looking game, but just a few ugly blemishes on it. But other than that, though, everything about BioShock 2 is what a sequel should be. The gameplay has been enhanced and made even better. It's a lengthy game. It's got top of the line production values in terms of sound and voice acting. And even the multiplayer, as I said, is surprisingly good. And I think that even though it doesn't have the impact of the original, it definitely satisfied me completely. It actually was better than I thought it was going to be, and I think that if you enjoyed the original, there's no reason you shouldn't enjoy this. I'm going to give BioShock 2 a 9.0. I think it was an excellent game. I had a great time with it, and as soon as I'm finished with this review, I think I'm going to play some more of it. So, yeah, definitely check it out if you're a BioShock fan. You'll like it.